Hello and welcome back, Commanders and Commanderettes. Chesty Puller here with another War Commander video. This one is on the Scorpion Sting main track, and this one is specifically focusing on low-level players. So, I noticed in my other video that the main track is a little bit more difficult. So I came up with a way that low-level players can do this very easily. Um, if you have Akumas, you can do this base, and most of the low level players have Akumas at least. Akumas are helpful because you need some sort of distraction in some of these bases, and I just wanted to show you that there are options. You don't have to have the Grave Digger and things like that. Um, it's surprising because typically these events are designed for low level players to catch up, so they made it a little bit more difficult, and that's what Kixeye usually does. They usually ratchet up the difficulty. So here we are on this base one. You can just deploy Akumas. Um, you have to have the tech where they will deploy, but that is available in the store for one token if you don't have that tech yet. But you should have the Akumas. I believe they gave Akumas to a lot of people. Um, I didn't even know where my Akumas were. They turned out that they were um, in the vault. So I don't even use them anymore. So I had to find them. But I pulled them out and wanted to give this a test right here. They will clear this base, guaranteed, but um, I'm not going to make you wait through that. I want to show you another option. Um, but in the number six base, you don't really have an option. You'll need something like Akumas or cannons might work here as well. Cannons might work, but I'm just showing an option for an old school unit that will work. Um, so yeah, I do believe the cannons would work here. I didn't test them and I didn't think about that, but if you have the cannons, you could probably just put it on Ruby and the cannons will probably clear this because these aren't putting out a lot of damage. These turrets and everything. But so I retreated the Akumas and just showed you just bring in one Warhog from a different platoon. I separated it into three separate platoons, and that clears it out pretty quickly. Um, so that's a second option for you, and it should be free repair. I wouldn't bring all the Warhogs in from one platoon. However, typically only the first Warhog is going to take any damage at all anyway. Um, but spread it out between different platoons. All right, so for the defense wave, you could put cannons, you could put cosmortars, you could put probably even Akumas in this base, and you would be good. Make sure you set all your defenses. But the nice thing about this is you can skip it if you can't pass it, but please don't skip it right away. At least give it a shot because you're going to be missing out on those tokens, right? You're going to get a lot of tokens for these defensive waves. So if you fail, it repairs your base and it repairs your base defending platoon. So it's very worth it to try it a couple of times before you decide to skip it. And another thing that it does is it will build your base. You will be able to build your base stronger, and this is like a real test. It's much better than the go-go bar test because the go-go bar test only has space for one platoon, and so this is coming from all sides like a real attack would be coming from various different sides, right? Not all at once, but coming in, and then you kill a platoon, and then another platoon comes in, and so on and so forth, like waves of platoons, just like it is in a real player versus player battle. So you can actually build your base up. So there's 5 tokens there, and on the next defensive wave, you'll get 20 tokens. So those 25 tokens, that's a lot. So don't try to skip those. All right, on to base 3 now. Um, it's the second attack base, but it's base 3. And on this one, again, um, you can use the Akumas, or you can just use the Warhogs. We'll go ahead and use the Warhogs. If you do have any of the higher ranking stuff like Lilith, Lilith does this without a scratch. So does Albert Ross right there. But I'm just showing you how to do this with some lower level stuff, right? And I'll deploy 3 of these, and then I will grab them, select them, and put them on aggressive or fist. And the reason I use aggressive rather than Ruby is because sometimes I don't want Ruby on for some of the other bases, and I don't want to forget that Ruby is on. You know, that happens. So there's 6 more tokens. We'll take a look at the prize store here in a little bit. And if you're a low level, um, that prize store for the tokens is awesome, and it will get you all sorts of prizes. I have nothing available to me except for XP. I can get XP there, and that's one of the things I wanted to show you is that you can get a lot of XP. This is my 3rd run at it. I did it one time, and then I tested other options for low levels. I was testing low level units, and I pulled the Akumas out, and I was like, wow, this works, because the Akumas, like I said, they were in my underground storage because I don't even use them anymore. Um, so they at the time they were a great unit, but they're sort of uh, a dinosaur now. See, there's a guy right there on that little building, and I'm going to kill him, but I'm going to hope that I can kill some of the turrets too. And what you have to do is you have to watch out because those are anti-aircraft buggies, so you have to stay moving. And I did want to kill that one guy, and I was hoping I could kill some turrets, but I didn't get any turrets. Um, if you use your Albert Ross, you'll take out like 3 or 4 of those turrets. I tested that, so I know that you hit that building right there, and you will take out 3 or 4 of those turrets. If you're very skilled and you have Albert Ross, you could probably clear this base with Albert Ross. Those buggies don't hit moving targets as well. They hit stationary targets. Now, here is the only mistake that I made. I should have spread these out to both openings. Um, I spread them out right here, but it's a mistake. I mean, it works. It just slows it down. You see the second opening over there to the left. You should spread them out over there as well. I did towards the end of the attack, and it was much better because what you're doing is you're spreading them out to be coming in from different directions, and it confuses the turrets and it confuses the buggies or the trucks. The buggies don't shoot you, but the trucks do. So immediately start spreading those out, and then you can come in like I'm coming in here and help out a little bit with your. I would say only use one Akuma. That way, if you take any damage, you can bring him back and replace him with another Akuma. Try to spread your damage out. And I will tell you, the Akumas are still a good unit because of this blue aura that they have. It stays there after you shoot something, and it continues to kill things. See that blue aura right there? That blue aura is really an outstanding uh, force for you. Um, it's pretty destructive. See, I got the blue aura on there, and even while I leave, the blue aura and that buggy, watch that buggy is probably going to die in the blue aura. Um, he was close to dead. Yeah, he died. See, he's dead. The buggy died. So that blue aura will kill for a long time. I've seen it where even after the blue aura leaves, something that had the blue aura burning on it, it's like a blue uh, aura of death. Watch this. See, I got the building, the blue aura there. The buggy is not in the aura, but see how the buggy's dying? And before I could even shoot the buggy, it was dead. Um, so this is a great unit. I still like this unit. And you can see that the base is getting whittled down slowly but surely. And you can see that these Akumas do work. It's a little slow, okay? But I have another video out. I think the best thing for this is the Cos mortars um, and the Gravedigger. But there's lots of options. I believe the cannon would work. Um, the cannons might actually not take any damage because they have a damage mitigation, and I don't know how much damage these low-level units are putting out. So you could probably get away with the cannons as well. I'm not going to test that because I just want to put one option out there, and you can try the cannons if you don't have Akumas for some reason. I'm sure you do have cannons. Also, the cannons and the Cos mortars are in the store. Also, the Cos mortars uh, um, Gold Tech is in there. The Canon Gold Tech is in there. All the stuff that you need is in there for one token. So if you have to struggle through and die on one of the or two of these bases, it's okay because you're not going to take a lot of damage on these bases. No matter what you use, you're not going to take a lot of damage. It's not going to kill your whole platoon, and you can get some tokens and then go get some thorium and build the units that you want or you need. The only drawback to the token store is they limit how many that you can buy. So every event you go out and you get two more because they limit it to two. But that is another 8 tokens. And now we'll go do the defensive wave. And this defensive wave is probably the easiest second defensive wave I've seen in an event in probably a year, maybe even more than a year. They did up the outside bases, but they reduced the defensive wave so that people can do the defensive wave. It's very easy. And once again, I want to say, keep trying. Try it 3 or 4 times. It doesn't matter because you're not going to lose anything. You're not going to lose any thorium. You're not going to lose any oil. And even if it destroys your whole platoon and your whole base, it's instantly repaired. So you can really use this aspect of the event to test your base and to build better defenses on your base. And it is 20 tokens for this base. But look how quickly and easily these guys are dispatched. Yeah, I am using Ridge Runners, and I'm also testing out the new hero, Devora. Um, she was just sitting there most of the time, not doing anything, but I put aggressive on her and she started moving around. You could see her right there at the right side of the base. She's sort of a mechanized infantry. I don't know how good she is. Mine is just level 10. So, I'm still testing her, but I think she's going to be decent. And so that's it for the defensive waves. There's only the two defensive waves, and now you have the final wave, and you may also be able to do this one with cannons, which I assume that you can, but I don't know the limits to, the cannons defensive um, mitigation or damage mitigation, where it's just a flat damage reduction, if that works on this base or not. Some of these infantrymen and these turrets also, I don't think the turrets are doing any damage to your cannon, by the way. I think it's only the infantry. The turrets definitely don't put out much damage, but they slow you down. And definitely the cannons are susceptible to being slowed down. So to speed this up, the thing I like to do is to select. First of all, I'm making some space here. You can't come in right away. You got to wait till a couple of the turrets on the right side are cleared, and then you've got some room to spread out. And then you can select these red fire outrunners. They're called fire outrunners, and you can start shooting the turrets, because the turrets are actually killing the fire outrunners more quickly than the actual defending units are. So I'll show you how to do that. It's sort of hard to grab the fire outrunners because they're moving immediately. So what you want to do is sort of select a square in front of. I'll show you here in just a second. I want to get these spread out a little bit more, um, and kill a couple of these turrets in the front, and then it'll actually start to go quicker once I start selecting the fire outrunners. Right now they immediately come out and they are on aggressive, all on their own. You don't have to put aggressive on them or anything. It would kind of be nice if they came out and just sat there, but that would also get old. So I'm glad that they do this. Um, you can double click on one of them and that will select those units, or what I find it works better is let some of them go and just select a little square in front by dragging the mouse. You right click and you drag the mouse and you select a little square, and then when the fire outrunners are inside the square, you release the right click and that'll select them. I feel like I got enough room here now where I can show you. Just be patient. This is not the fastest way to do it, but if you're a level 10, you can do this. If you're a level 30, you can do this. See that square that I just made? I selected them. You can make that square and just wait for them to come out. because it's such a short distance that they go, it's hard to double click on them. If you've got more room, you can double click on them. You see this square that I'm making here? Now I release it, and now I have some of them selected, and the other ones still go and do what they're doing. You see how much quicker that went when I select and actually tell them where to go? But I'm not selecting all of them. I'm only selecting the ones that were inside the little blue square. And then this speeds it up a lot. And then the ones that are not selected, they continue to go on their mission. It's actually good that I don't want to select them all. I want some of them to move forward to take the fire, and that sort of protects my little square of selected units. But I really do enjoy these Akumas. Pardon me. They're nowhere near as strong as they were, but they used to be able to, like, they were powerful and they wouldn't die. And then the second set of them would come out also. And that is another trick you can do. If you grab those guys and take them back, you can wait for the second set to come out, and then you have twice as many of those Akumas, and they'll last a little while. I should have showed you that in here, but I didn't. This base is almost dead now. But like right there, if I were to select them all, then let them and then take them off aggressive and let them stand there for a second and wait for the second wave of them to come and then to put them on aggressive, instead of, I think I have 18 right now, then you go to 36. Right now I have 18 fire outrunners coming out, but if you wait a second, you end up with 36 of them, and that is like way better. So that wave, 0 damage, and another 20 tokens. Let's go take a look. See, it's just all Akumas. So let's go take a look. I just built that platoon today for this one purpose because I had those in my storage vault. So when you go to prizes, it'll say 0, see? But you come over here to token prizes, and then you can buy all kinds of stuff. Now, in my case, I don't have anything because I own everything. But I can buy this XP here. So I had 0 XP, and I wanted to show you just by doing this. I only did this 3 times. And then, like, you're going to need some thorium to build the guys that you just got, right? So here is 100 million thorium for just a few tokens. And now I've got enough to get a little bit more XP. Now, if you plan on getting more and more XP, don't get the thorium. Go do it again and just buy the 25 token XP, but see that's more than a half a million right there. More than a half a million. You can buy another one of the new units, or you can buy the workshop for the new unit. You can buy parts, and you can keep doing this over and over and over again. And this is not a bad way for low level players to earn a lot of XP. At a certain point, I think that the XP goes away, but I don't know how far that is. I mean, if you did this, I did it 3 times, right? But if you did it 30 times, that would be like 5.5 million. All right, guys. Hope it was helpful. Good luck.